So I guess lastly, the last part here, as far as this webinar goes, sort of want to, talk a little bit about being more industry specific, more the travel industry, since I, work with travel company, my own travel business.
Right.
Now, a lot of travel agents that joins my team may want to, know what's the most feasible way to structure their business when they first sign up for the opportunity. Now, right. I would probably just narrow it down either between sort of an S corporation, not an S corp, but either a sole proprietorship or a single member LLC. So what's the primary difference between sole proprietor and single member LLC?
So the sole proprietor, you are using your social security number and you are taking all responsibility and liability for whatever happens through the company. Mm-hmm. And then of course with an LLC, you are using a federal EIN, an employer identification number, instead of your social security number. And then of course now you have limited liability to what goes on in the company. So ideally, I would like for travel agents to form as an LLC. I know in the state of Georgia, it's $100 to form, not a lot. But if you go to maybe somewhere out west, a lot of your western states, some of them start at almost $500. So you may not have that money right away, but I tell people all the time, you don't have to be in that state to form. Some people form in Florida because there's no tax and they run the business out of Florida. So of course that can get a little complicated if you're living in another state, but that's what you have a tax professional for. But the simplest form and the safest way to form, especially with a travel agency, is to do at least an LLC. I don't recommend, because of a lot of identity theft going on, I don't recommend the sole proprietor because you're throwing around your social security number a lot. And to safeguard yourself and your livelihood, you want to keep your social security number as safe as possible. I mean, we already have to use our social security numbers for a lot of stuff. So, to add it to the business. And then of course, you look more professional to, if you want to be Travel Agents LLC, or instead of, going as Alysha Harvey, the travel agent, that can be your catch, but, have a professional look to it. Right. And then of course, a lot of people take you seriously when you have the LLC or a business that's registered, or even if you're registered with the BBB, or sometimes, a lot of times, if you just have a website, they'll take you more seriously. And then of course, all of those expenses you can deduct. Mm-hmm. So of course, with an LLC, it's to some people, it's a lot of work, but it's not really. You have an operating agreement. You have your articles of incorporation. If you have a policy, then definitely do a policy. I always recommend like a reimbursement policy sometimes. Especially with travel agents, you may be out and about and you don't have your business card on you. You may have your personal card. Then create a reimbursement policy back and forth and make sure it's clean, cut, dry, precise with the record keeping. And stay consistent. And as long as you are consistent and the record keeping is good, you would not have a problem. So, your gas receipts and everything else, save those. Your gas mileage, make sure you record that too. But travel agents, and especially between them and real estate agents, those are the people that I recommend for, especially for an LLC. To form, it's easy to form. A lot of the documents you need, they have templates online at a lot of these different law websites. You can get a standard one. And of course, you need the operating agreement in order to form a business bank account. Right. So that's the standard. Now, whether you abide by that or not, your tax professional should ask you for your operating agreement. I know I have several clients that don't have operating agreements. And at that point, that's a red flag to me to say, oh, you don't have a business bank account. Well, so at that point, I know something's wrong if you don't have an operating.